Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Just starting my screen here for a sec. Give me just one sec here, guys. Okay. All right, let's try this. Good morning, Miguel. Good morning, Karen. All right, let me try to share my screen here. Share screen. Screen 2. Share. Looking good. Share sound. All right. Looking good. Good morning, everybody.
Nasdaq sell reversal trend is strong buy.
Already a lot of good quality trend setups. I traded the short side. I traded the long side of NAS. If you guys traded earlier in the session today. Now we're just basically fronting the open, and I'm kind of tempted. I mean, the market is clearly biased up. So I have this. Let me just see this on the CFD side. What is this? I guess it's probably this buy up. Trying to figure out this level. Okay, let's just put it up here. So I'm going to the idea here is I think we're gonna run the open to the upside, right? Session highs. And if they do that on a closing basis, I think we have a reasonable chance to go to 1325, somewhere around there, 525 or so. So I'm just
German sell continuation trend is strong sell.
So just trying to run those positions. I traded euro to this is the 5-minute chart because I'm trading. Remember, I told you currencies are all going to be on the 5-minute chart. I traded this to the upside. It was a slow going move here, but the move really worked. Those of you who are new, say hello to me in Slack. I'm going to review a few things with you. Those of you who are old, I'm still going to review a few things with you because this new edition of trade on trend entry is just an awesome little addition to actually getting us just sort of jump starting the whole trend slice process. At least for me, it's been because what's happening is that I'm actually getting into my first trade a lot of times on trend trend entry, and then I'm able to then add on a couple of more additional positions off the reference points. So let me make sure. First of all, let's see who's in the room here. Let's see if everybody's kind of crawling in. I realized, by the way, that Zoom actually had this as a 9 o'clock entry. I guess they don't allow. I don't understand why they don't allow you to do like. I thought I set everything up as 9:20. I'm going to see if I can edit the other times. I have now moved officially to a 4-a-week Zooms, which is going to be great. So Friday now is also Zoom trade day. So unless we do NFPs, which is really once a month, the rest of the time we're just going to trade Zoom, which should be really good. So where's everybody? Who's new here? Who has zero idea of what the hell I'm doing? There's somebody called Omega Trader. Who are you? Say hello to me in Slack, and tell me if Jeremy. I see some new faces here, so I just want to make sure you guys are. If you at all have any questions, type in chat, ask Boris in Slack, and I'll be happy to go over the stuff with you. If you stay silent and then go, how come I didn't know this? It is your fault 100%. Own your fault. This is your opportunity to ask me questions, but I'm only going to repeat myself for those people that are looking to get knowledge. Daniel, how are you? How are you, my friend? All right. So Where's everybody? So I have one potential pending order over here on the
Aussie trend down.
on the NAS. Where's my Aussie? Aussie trend down. All right, that's interesting. So this is a 5-minute candle. So we have Aussie trend down, right? And this is it's a 1-minute chart. That's why I was like, why is this? Okay, so we don't want to, this is a bullshit signal. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, and Kiwis should be on I'm really gonna try and just trade these things on a 5-minute bar. The 1-minute bar, the 1-minute candle is just completely just too volatile. It's just too random. I'd rather have fewer signals but better signals. So let me just start with the beginning, and then we'll what do we got, about 5 minutes before the open? This will give everybody a good idea of what I'm thinking about. So here's Kiwi dollar chart, 5-minute chart, right? And it encapsulates a lot of the ideas that I'm trying to sort of impart on you. So first of all, let's take a look at this. Let's say this candle over here. I'm looking at the. Okay, so if you look at this, data window over here, I could make it really big. Tell me if you guys see this. Okay, so I'm on this candle over here. What you see is that the 12 is 77.3, the 26 is 77.6. So 26 is still bigger than 12. Trend change occurs when 12 becomes bigger than 20. This is to the upside, obviously. 12 becomes bigger than 26. So no trend change here. No trend change here, obviously, because this is lower, right? Although no, I take it back. Sorry, even on this decline of this candle. Okay, so we're NAS just triggered for us in front of market open. We'll see if this was a suicidal trade or not. But I'm kind of I'm just trying to see if they're going to run the range highs in anticipation. The futures right now, as I'm looking at the futures, I'll bring the futures here. Futures are right underneath this 13,500 level. So obviously, the idea here is, are they going to be able to run it, or is this just sort of a fake trigger into the move? We'll see. I'll let this thing float for a while. So we'll see if this trade works or not. It's typically, we never like to enter in front of the market open, because market open is always super volatile. But the assumption here is that we had a strong buy up. The market really seems to want to go up. Usually on the market open is almost always a ramp up. This is really basically in many ways a race between people trying to flush you out and the market on open buy orders, which we know all exist there. They're going to ramp this up higher. So I'm kind of just letting it float, but it is certainly not a classic trade. I'm just letting it out. Anyways, we got about 3 minutes, so I can explain this. So back to the Kiwi trade. So essentially, I think this candle, surprisingly enough, by 1/10 of 1 pip, actually creates a positive trend. So first order of business is, numerically, we have positive trend. And numerically positive trend is just 12 over 26, right? That's when we get the signal. That's when we get the audible. The next order of business is to say, okay, I have to have a candle beat the high on a closing basis of the trend of the signal candle. So this is the signal candle. The high here is 85.3. And then to close above 85.3, which does not occur until this candle over here, which is 87, right over here, right? Now, what's interesting about this is this candle entry is contemporaneous. It's the same entry as a signal that we get with a position candle. The position candle shows us a buy position, and we're looking for the close above the high buy position. So at the same time as the close above the high buy position and the close of the candle entry, it's the same candle. We get long here, and it proceeds to a very, very clean up trade, positive trend trade. What we would, the way I manage these ideas now is, So I'm entering on this candle over here. Typically I have like a 20 stop with about a 40% of risk exit. But once I'm in the trade, I can actually figure out what my proper stop would be. So in this case, 20 is just simply like a big, broad, pip average on FX. But if I'm entering over here, my entry is effectively 87. And the swing low, which is the lowest low on the prior sell slice. This is a buy slice. This is a sell slice. Swing low here is 67. So it's actually 20 points anyways. So I would be, I wouldn't really modify my position much. And, I trading, for an 8 to 10 point target, I make it. Then what happens is now the trend is kind of established, and now you can actually say to yourself, oh, now I'm going to trade my positional entries, my reference point entries, and now I have a negative reference point. This gets beaten over here, and I make my second trade. And remember, I said to you that what we like to do is generally trade about 2 signals per trend. And sometimes sometimes you can get 3 signals per trend on a super, super deep trend, but every signal beyond the second becomes more problematic. Like it becomes lower probability because you're getting closer and closer to effectively buying the top or selling the bottom, in the move. So reverse wise, it's good to look at it on Kiwi, which is sort of a very, very slow moving. It looks like are we opening up now? Where am I? Yeah, we're opening up on the open here, and we got done. And that was my whole point about NAS is I was hoping that they would just run the move. I don't even know what the hell I had. What is my TP on this thing? What was the TP on this? Was it 5? I guess it was 6. It's like 5.5. Okay, so that's good. 5.5 points on that. So that was a nice clean trade. Anybody trade that trade? Anybody take the NAS market open rip? It gave us a little bit of heat, but not much. Good job, Jonathan. Yeah, it really worked really well in the futures too. I would have gone in the futures, but I really wanted to just focus on explanation because. So let's go back. So just pause for a second. We're going to give ourselves a couple of minutes until the markets settle in anyways. Let's go back to the short side, right? So here we go. We have, very, very tight. And also, by the way, the thing is, with every strategy, you have to ask yourself, where is the fail, right? Where is the fail? And the biggest fail in trend continuation, trend entry strategy, and it's actually doesn't really matter whether you use reference points or use the first candle on entry. You could get yourself tripped on both of those ideas. Is when you basically get just a super flat trend and no movement away from trend. So, for example, here is, let's just say this is a positive trend over here, right? The high over here is 71.96.2. So I got to beat that. So I'm entering over here. This is 97. So it beats about an eighth of a pip, right? But here's the thing: it's a sort of very, very slow market. These are about half an hour to, I guess, an hour's worth of time. Nothing much happens, but the moment. So let's say, I don't know, my stop would be
Nasdaq sell reversal trend strong buy.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's say my stop would be this reference point over here, which would be like 85. So I'm in at like 97. I have a 12-point stop. But the moment trend actually turns negative on this candle, which is a 90 candle, I need to be out. The trade is no longer viable. The moving averages are slow. By very definition, they are reacting after the price has already reacted. But if they tilt, opposite of your trend position, that is an excellent signal for you to get out of the trade early. So, I'm losing 6 on this particular trade because obviously it's a flat trade and, it doesn't work. However, once I lose 6, I now put myself into a new negative trend position, right? And so I'm short over here. This is
German sell reversal trend is strong buy.
See if the German has anything for us. No, German is. See how flat the German is. Whenever I have flat moving averages that are completely compressed, I try to stay away from any signals over here, because what we want is moving average separation. We want a quantitative, a visual evidence of trend in place. Trend in place is when the short moving average starts to move away from the long moving average. That's when you have confidence that there's going to be continuity. If you don't have that, you don't really have a lot of confidence in continuity. So once I'm super flat like this, I wait for trend to develop. So back to the Kiwi example over here. You get stopped out, you stop yourself out. You basically close the position over here, let's say on this. Now the low on this trend is 904, right? And you're looking for a close below 904, which really occurs over here on 885. The close here is 885. You get short here. Now remember, this is Asia, super quiet session here. Very tight market action. Nothing really happens. You literally go 1 or 2 pips above. But this is the important part, and I want to just zoom in on this. Sorry, let me just move this out because you have to see this visually. So what is not happening, even, let's say I'm short over here at 885, right? It goes up against me, 2 or 3 pips, or 4 pips, and I would naturally have a stop, I guess, probably like at this stop over here. That would be my swing high, which is 99. So about 11 points, 12 point stop on this particular trade, right? Now this goes against me, but notice that the moving averages do not cross. They tease, but they don't cross. So there's no reason to close early. The only time to close early in these particular positions is when the moving averages cross before your stop point. If that doesn't happen, you just simply stay with a trade patiently, and of course the trade certainly works. We have movement in NAS here to the other side, and now it gets now we play our little game. This is a trade that's been a real bread and butter trade for us. Also outside of the parameters of what we like to do, but very much in concert with the philosophy of what we like to do, which is what I call, the taking out the range highs, range lows. So clearly the range highs were established on the opening candle. And what I want to do is here I'm going to play the range highs. Oh, get over here. Over here. And the assumption is, if this is just a profit-taking move, those range highs are going to get taken out. And now I'm going to do a second. Where's my NAS? I want to copy this. Oh, I'm trying to. I got 33 seconds. I want to put a second order to the downside. Chart window and. Okay, I'm gonna have to enter market. We're gonna just chase this move because now we broke the. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna use this candle as our range high, range low. We're gonna sell off this candle.
German buy reversal trend is strong sell.
Right. So let's use this as our range highs, range lows. Right. The idea is, we established a range high to the upside. We're going to try and trade the range low to the downside. We actually also have, I think, not on this candle. Let's see. This candle is just, the trend has not turned negative just yet. On this candle, the 12 is 85. The 26 is 36. So 12 is still higher than 26. We need 12 to be lower than 26. So we'll see. This is another great example of like not rushing the trade. 9 out of 10 times, waiting the extra period always helps me. I think my biggest, the one technique I'm trying to work on it, Karen, I was thinking about,
NASDAQ trend.
I was
Weak
thinking,
sell.
I was thinking about you, that the key to not to improving your P&L. So finally we're getting a break here, is taking less trades off of I got a lot of minutes here, so we'll see how, if this sell move is real. It should hold underneath the lows. If it's just a probe, they're gonna probably bring it back up, and it looks like it might be just a probe. So we'll see. This is the reason we wait. We wait is our moniker in this room. I don't know if anybody is into cooking videos on YouTube. It's just my little favorite pastime. See, so completely bullshit probe trade, perfect for not triggering us into a trade. Perfect for not triggering us into a trade, right? So we wait. So there's this guy named, I don't know his last name, Sam something. He's hilarious. He's got like 2.5 million. Sam the Cooking Guy is the YouTube channel. He's got like 2 million subscribers. He's really good cook, by the way, excellent cook. But like his whole moniker is "we mix," and I'm just basically stealing his moniker. And our whole moniker is "we wait." So they probed it. They're taking it down. Let's see. This might be the only issue here I see. No, maybe not. I was like, is that we might get a vol. Wow, look at that. No, that I thought they'd really take it down, but they didn't. Oh, look at that. They're still probing it to the downside. Look at that. Wow, the bulls. Look at the bulls. Ah, okay. Yet another key point for why we wait. All right, we actually don't have. We now have a whole bunch of new sell and buy levels, and we got to adjust to that because now they probed the new. We're looking to make fresh, sell lows. So I haven't broken the sell lows. We're going to adjust our little structure to new positioning and see if the market wants to go a little bit lower. We now have a legitimate, by the way, sell trigger candle. I believe this one. So let me just make sure that this is correct. No, actually, even this one is. And what about this one? 98.3. So actually, this sell trigger really. Interesting. So I guess this must have adjusted post factum. So this was higher. This one was lower. So taking the low over here. I guess we could have triggered this. We could have triggered to the low on this, but we're not. So I'm staying to, right now I'm going to stay patient to breaking the lows. This was relatively fast move and I didn't adjust it, but this was actually the candle sell trigger, which means that this one would have taken us into the trade, and we would have, would be obviously net positive on this trade now on just the candle sell trigger. So we are putting a higher barrier to our entry now, saying no, we want to enter on fresh session lows or opening session lows, break of those lows, because that's going to give us higher confidence that it's indeed going to go lower. So let's see how this develops. Jonathan, you did +4. You sold which candle did you sell? Did you sell on this candle? Because none of these, yeah, okay, you sold on that candle. That's pretty good. We actually look at this. It's really breaking hard to the downside now. And now, unfortunately, I may have been too cute in my waiting. No, let me see how high this candle is. Yeah, this candle is going to knock us out on volatility. This was I should have come in on this candle, unfortunately, but hey, I was trying to be too careful. And Now this candle is going to have a 20 greater than 20 volatility. It's just going to knock us out. We're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to enter into this position. So unfortunately, oh, why is this not entering me? Oh, it doesn't matter. What's going on here? Huh. Okay, you know what? Something. I think my applet is having an issue. Let's reset this applet. Okay, it looks like my applet was not working. Oh, there it is. Now it's working. Now it's working. Now, okay, I like to play this game sometimes. I'm going to do this just with you guys for fun. So if I get a big vol candle, obviously I'm not going to be able to. The trade is going to knock me out on a volatility basis. But if I get a retrace move, big retrace move off the big vol candle, I will sometimes play the retrace move. You know, again, not a great idea, but at least it's within the parameters of what I want to do. It's a good, price entry to within, and now I can just close it out at like +4 to within, within the bigger issue that I have strong trend. I have a reflex retrace, and usually I always like to go about 6 or 7 points on the retrace, right? So then at least if it comes back to original low points, I can make the money. Not a, again, not our standard trade, but we got nothing going on here. This now breaks fresh lows again, and I'm let me see if I can sell this. I'm trying to. What's going on here? Why is this sell close 34 price? Something is wrong here. Wow, what's going on with something is wrong with this applet. Are you guys seeing this? This is so weird. Why is this happening? Wow. Something is wrong with my applet here. Or something maybe is wrong with this. This is just so bizarre. Let me just take this off. Let's go to regular. Let's forget risk. Let's just go regular. Let's see if this is working. All right, I'm just going to test to see if this is properly setting me up. Oops, sorry. Close. This doesn't count.
German buy reversal trend is strong sell.
Whoa, what's going on here? Is anybody else having an issue with the applet? Wow, that is just so weird. I'm not having any of those issues on MT5. Cheryl, and not Cheryl, Connie, Karen, are you guys? Is your applet working for you? Because this is not setting anything up for me. Wow, this is just so weird. What the hell's going on? I gotta believe it's got to be broker. What's going on here? All right, something is clearly wrong with this. I'm gonna kill this, close this chart. Let's take a look at Dow. Dow looks. Let's just see if Dow actually is working here for me. Let me see if I can set the Dow. Yeah, that's working. That was just. It looked like there's some kind of a weird. That's properly working. So this is a 5-minute Dow. I'm just setting it up here to session highs again to see if the Dow can clear session highs. Let's see what NASDAQ. Let's see if this candle. Let me see if this one is just, I'm just going to test to see if this is working. Let's see if we could put this up here. 76. Yeah, that's working. Wow, that was just a weird applet. Anyways, no harm, no foul, because it didn't break any of the lows anyways. Sorry. Yeah, so this is something very weird with my applet, just on that particular chart. Something funky happened. Okay, anyways, working over here, we got nothing going on right now. The real trend trade was here. This candle over here, I sort of putzed around, and that would have been a very easy trade. So didn't quite take that. Dow, we're trying to trade the 5-minute chart because we want to give ourselves a little bigger, wider space. That's way high above that. The German is super flat, zero interest in trading. And by the way, German was really strong during the European session, and this is when you trade it. You know when you want to ask yourself, when do I want to apply my methodology? When I got space. If I have space between the moving averages, that's when I have confidence in my methodology. When I have no space in moving averages, I have zero confidence in my methodology, right? So space in moving averages visually implies that there is momentum, which in turn means that there's continuation. If you don't have that visually, don't even waste your time. 41 points on the long. Which one, Daniel? Which way on long what? Long what? You got to tell me what instrument you traded. Wait, sorry. You faded the move. You bought this. You bought the candle at 36 to 72. Okay, good job. Not what we do. And I refuse to buy bottoms, sell tops, because that is a very tough business to be in, but I'm glad it worked for you. So while we're putzing around here, we do have a kind of a decent sell continuation trade in dollar yen, which I'm taking a little bit late, so I have to adjust. And I'm going to adjust probably to about 15 on this. Why does this not get over here? Okay. See if I can get some continuity on that. But basically, failure of the buy reference point here. Nice clean downside candle. This is already the second signal. First signal would have worked. Second signal, works well. Canada looks like the trend to the downside is sort of exhausting itself a little bit. Dollar Swiss, just a chop zone. I really hate dollar Swiss. Euro yen. So euro yen now. So euro yen could be an interesting setup. We'll watch this because presumably we might be getting a change of trend. And if we get a change of trend, euro yen, which tends to really trade well with stock equity indices, could be a continuity trade to the downside. But we have to have a change of trend. We have to have a break of the lows of that trend, and then we have a reasonable chance for continuity trade in euro yen. Euro dollar holding bid for right now, but it's already third, fourth reference point. Certainly the second trade. First trade makes money. Second trade is essentially floating. I suppose we could, doesn't hurt. This is still a pretty legitimate. It's a good trend. This is the reference point against which you want to trade to the buy side. So I want to put my point over here, and we'll see if the euro has more juice to the upside. Cable is really strong. I actually traded this one to the upside to really trade, but this is already the third or the fourth signal in cable, so we'll leave that alone. Aussie, third, fourth signal. Kiwi's had a very strong move already. So again, latent trend, so I don't really want to be in that trend. All right, and just watching, watching dollar yen trade very little. Let's see what NASDAQ. Let's go back to equities and see what's going on over here. So what's happening here? Nice wide separation of moving averages, big trend so far. No reference points, nothing. But now we start looking for reference points. Now we start looking for reference points against which we can trade. and put in positions in a proper manner. Wait, Daniel, I'm totally confused. You got to explain to me what you're doing. You want to talk to us? Because instead of just typing it out, let me see if I can. I'm going to unmute your. Where are you? Where's your mic? Where are you? Why do I not see you? What are you? What's your call name in Zoom? I don't see you as Daniel. Are you Omega Trader? Oh no, Mike. Everybody's like, you coming to Zoom without a mic. It's like coming to a birthday party without a present. I want everybody to contribute. All right. So then explain to me. Just give me, or just put a screenshot of your trade. Just screenshot your trade up so that we can understand exactly what you did. Because I'll explain to the rest of the class, but I have no idea what you did. So I'd like to understand it. So we can explain it while we're here. Okay, no rush. Take your time. All right. Hey, our NAS friend is turning around. By the way, now Dow is going back down. So we got like nothing. I was looking to take out the highs on a Dow. This, by the way, actually is this range low? This is actually interesting. This is range low on the Dow. Should we play this just for fun? I'm going to cancel this out. It's got to, if this closes, this is it broke the range low on I'm just gonna play this just for fun. Again, not just a horrible trade, but like, let's give it a shot. I'm just trying to see if I can get momentum on this move. The idea here, and I'm a little bit late. I should have come in on the close here, which was 36. A little bit late because all I'm trying to do is get 5-6 points out of this move. But the idea here is, remember, we're trading range low, range high on the opening here. So in this particular case, the Dow we definitely take out the range lows on a 5-minute chart. The idea here is, do we have more continuity to the downside? We actually would have the full 5 points if I wasn't late. So I'm very late on this trade, and I'm just kind of hoping that I get a little bit more, but I may not be able to. We'll see. I may pay the price for, as usual, I always pay the price for chasing, but I'm just curious. Because this was the opening range lows, and now it looks like we're turning. I'm gonna pay the price for this. I'm gonna eat this trade. Yeah, I'm gonna eat this trade. I'll be very, very lucky if it doesn't. I'm actually curious to see what is on the 1-minute charts. Yep, I just ate the trade. The trade should have been here. That's where I was. I was on a 1-minute. I should have been on the 1-minute charts, trading it. So fine, okay, just fun. Yeah, I remember I freaking hate the Dow because it's always a retrace, but I'm always late on the Dow. So I make 2 big mistakes on the Dow, always being late. And by the way, look at this. This trade is going to work. It's going to work to the downside because it's going to come back down.
Dow buy reversal trend is weak sell.
All right, let's actually, now we can just trade this to the downside on a legitimate basis. Off the low of this candle. And if we break the low of this candle, I'm going to see if this works. All right, we're going to take the profit in the on 3 because I was late on that. There's no reason in making this mistake of not taking what we can. So did I trade any? Is this the only currency trade we traded today? There was nothing else on the currency side, right? Euro yen. Oh, I'm looking for euro yen to break trend here. So this actually could be the setup. Let's see if this candle. This is flat. They're both flat. So let's see what the moving averages are at the end of this 50-second cycle. I'm in the Dow trade. I'm just going to let this flow, let it flow, because I want to focus on euro yen for just 1 second. I got 35 seconds. I want to see if this candle is the trend entry candle. Not really. Nope. So that's not giving us the. I need this to come down. So. Equal. Oh, maybe not. This might be the trade entry candle. I'm going to play this as a trade entry candle. So I'm going to sell.
Nasdaq buy reversal trend is weak sell.
Okay, so I'm going to. So it reversed. So it's actually not a. Let me see what this candle is. 4, 3. It's really not a legitimate candle. Yeah, not a legitimate candle. And the Dow gets stuffed again. I hate the Dow. Dow was working for like 1 second, and now it's just reversing back on me again. So it tripped the buy candle and just reversing back on me. God damn, I hate this place. Okay, no more Dow for me. I refuse to trade this piece of shit unless it's on a 5-minute basis. I really despise this trade because again, like it's 20 points on a Dow is just not enough. You need 40 points, and since I don't want to risk 40 points on this trade, I'm just not doing it again. Fuck it. I'm just taking Dow off the.
Nasdaq trend. Strong buy.
I'm taking it off my charts. I don't want to deal with it Dow. It's such a piece of shit trade. Okay, Nasdaq up, real trade. Okay, here we go. Buy to the highs. Trend up, beating the trend. Let's see if we can make a move on beating the trend. I fucking hate the Dow so much because it's let me put it let me put it this way. If I traded Dow in a 5-minute with like 100-point stop, I'd have no problem. You got to know which instrument to trade on which parameters. The volatility stops, the 20-point stop on a Dow is just way too little for what you want to achieve. And it doesn't give you, it's not like, like NAS will always give you 5-7 points forward. Dow doesn't even give you the forward, and it always takes the backwards. That's why I never traded in my futures account. If you're going to trade, you might as well trade the S&P. But I know that on the CFD side, the S&P is just not that great. Okay, we might have a breakout on NAS here to the upside here. We've got 30 seconds to go. Let's see if they can hold the highs. Six, 7 seconds. It's playing. Well, it looks like it's going to trigger us into the, yeah, okay. Triggering us into the highs. And let's see if it makes, if we can make the fresh highs on the move here. And we're done. And that is how you trade for real instead of dicking around with that living piece of crap that is the Dow. Okay, so we're back to our friend the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's been good to us. We're up like 11, 12 points on NAS. I'm down 20 points on the Dow because that was a legitimate trade, the last trade that just completely effed me. And I'm up like 3 points on the yen. I think there's nothing else I traded, right? I can't remember if I traded anything else. Euro yen not giving me anything right now. Oh, euro dollar. Euro dollar. Euro dollar actually has a legitimate. We got 30, 40 seconds. I'm gonna have to do this, unfortunately, manual. I'm gonna have to wait because this is the buy signal, because I haven't been able to update because I've been watching everything else. Okay, I'm watching to see if this comes in, then I'm going to trade the euro dollar to the upside. It's a little bit late in the trend, but it looks good. I like that it's fresh highs. Let's see if we can make a move here. 2, 1. Yeah. Okay, I'm coming in on this, and we'll let that play. And if it hits 70, we should be good to go on the on euro dollar. Okay, let's see what the NAS is doing for us. Return positive. The next, so this was the trend entry trade, right? Beautiful. I love, good, clean trend entry trade. The other thing if we want to play, we can certainly play this. The session highs, session lows trade, which was the old idea that we had here. Against this is the position, right? Session high, session lows. Let's see if they really want to wrap it. Now this is we're stretched out. You see how far stretched out we are from the moving averages? We really are stretched out. This is kind of reaching, and we could easily run ourselves into a double top position. But generally, if we've had this big reversal into fresh session highs, New York session highs, then you've got to trust the move for further upside. Matter of fact, we're going to do this on the futures as well. What's the high on this thing? What's the future high? Future high was 925, so I'm at 975. It's exactly where I want to be. Okay, so we'll double barrel this thing. See if we can hold it. It may consolidate, come back, chew around, and if it sort of regenerates momentum, then it's very likely it's going to trade higher. So coming off a little bit, so we'll give that a little breathing space. I'll bring that back. I hate the Dow. So actually, Boris, I was going to look at the Dow again. Now that I'm a little bit calmer, because where's my freaking Dow? Okay, let's just look at the Dow and here's my whole point about how I want to trade this thing. So if I go, so the 1 minute chart, the 1 minute chart is a good example of just it can work, right? So here's the low. The problem is with the Dow, there's zero margin for error. If you didn't enter on this candle over here, and look at, you also had a huge amount of retrace on it continuously. You basically, if you came in over here, you just got stuffed. You got stuffed continuously, right? And even if you came in on the 5 minute candle over here, well, I don't know why am I not getting the let me put the arrow indicator on here. Why is this? Oh, because we're trading the 1 minute. I was trading the 1 minute move, right? So the 1 minute move failed. it was like good for 3 points and it failed. And now, by the way, this is interesting. So let's just, okay, this is going to be my little Moby Dick here. So here's the 1 minute move, downtrend, breaks the lows. Let's just do this for shits and giggles, just because I'm so annoyed at this point. Okay, let's do this. Okay. And the idea here is if we break the low on the 1 minute move here, this is here. This got to break this low. Let's see if it breaks this low. Now it does. It should be a legitimate trade to the downside. So this is a secondary sell signal in a Dow. Oh, where is it? Why is this not moving? Oh, because it's moving up against me. Okay. All right, so I'm making it a little bit extra hard for it to break the low. A little bit underneath here because it's got to break the low and hold the low. And let's see if it comes in one more time. Okay, so Dow comes in and instantaneously retraces against it. This is why I despise the thing, because it goes 6-7 points against you, and will not go forward on a continue. It seems to always retrace. And so you have to give yourself a huge amount of room while not being able to really capitalize on the move. And all I'm going to get out of this thing is probably 4 points. Okay, 4 points on the move here. That's all I got. But better, better than nothing. But at least it just recaptures some of the, at least this is the proper way of trading it. We had, this was a genuine stop out. This was a genuine trade, and this actually now starts to move. One of the reasons I hate the Dow is because of the retrace component and the fact that it when it falls, I never catch the full fall. But anyways, the Nasdaq breaking the highs, nowhere near. We're right back to over here. So we're just going to cancel this move here. We don't need to be holding this over here in any way, fashion, or form. And we can leave that alone for a little bit. The euro almost came to our target, very, very close. Like it was maybe a point or two away from our target. So I'm just going to stay a little bit patient with the euro, see if I can push this up to a point or two higher, because that's a legitimate trade. It's a legitimate trade. 5 minute thing. All right. I modestly, very, very modestly redeem myself. Look at this fucking Dow. Look at this piece of shit. Unbelievable. All right, I can't read this instrument. It just there are some instruments that I trade really well, mainly because I'm looking at Nasdaq all day long and I can really feel it. I can't feel this instrument at all. So those of you guys who are trading probably much better than I am at this point. Anyways, regardless of whether you can feel it or not, the first signal failed. The second signal more than made up for it. I don't know how long you guys, if anybody held for longer than 5, but Karen did 35 on a Dow, so that's great. And this is the beautiful thing, and that's what I kind of want to. Hey Daniel, I'll get to you in just 1 second. Daniel, I need the what are you posting? I need you to post me your P&L. I can't tell where you entered and when you exited, unless is it on the chart? I don't see any entries oh, here it is. I see. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Okay, got it. Good job. Okay, we'll get to you in just 1 sec. We'll deconstruct your trades in just 1 sec. Yeah, I mean, so my point is, I absolutely, Jonathan, if I'm trading, if we were just running a pure futures room, there would only be 2 things I'd be trading: ES and NQ, because they're the most liquid and the most continuous. One is super slow, one is super fast. I love that. But because we in the CFD world, the Dow is much more active than oh, good for you, Daniel. Glad. Okay, so we're gonna get to Daniel's trades just 1 second. But what I was gonna say is, that's why the beauty is not the trades, but the setup. everybody's got a variant on the setup. Karen's got a great variant on the setup because she will just milk the Dow for a 30-point move in a matter of 2 minutes, which is great. So I'm gonna try and stick to my setup.
Nasdaq by continuation trend is strong buy.
Really? Okay, it looks like it's almost a strong sell here. But the point being is that my function is to give you the recipe, and then everybody else makes their own meal. So that's the key thing. I'm glad that really worked well for you. I mean, look at the Dow is fully collapsing now. What happened is I make the classic retail error in this particular instrument of selling the bottom, buying the top, getting spooked out of the trade. Whereas if you're patient enough with this instrument, if you give yourself enough room, right, you actually can make really big bank on it. But it's not an instrument based on my personality. Nasdaq is much more the instrument based on my personality. You see, I don't even know how many positive Nasdaq trades I've had in a row. If I ever actually counted, it'd probably be almost like 50 or 60. And I don't think I've been able to put 2 positive trades together in a row in the Dow. So this is the other point, is to be is to know your strength and your weaknesses, personality wise, and know how you want to cook. But I agree with you, Jonathan, that I would trade ES on any given day. The problem is ES on a CFD basis is so unattractive for all these people because they give them a half a point of spread, and like a 2-point move with a half point of spread, they just they don't like it. So I totally understand. Okay, so let's take a look at Daniel's stuff before we go, because Daniel did some good job. So let's see if I can get bigger here. Let me see if everybody can see this. Hang on, let me see if I go full screen. Big stuff. Okay, so what did Daniel do here? So Daniel does some crazy ass shit. Daniel basically buys here
Nasdaq trend
against
strong
this
sell
against this wick. He's essentially you know what, guys? Just one last trade for us before I see Nasdaq turning negative. And let's do this. I don't have time to do this on the CFDs. Let's see if we can set this up. We're going to set this up against the session lows on this. If this breaks the low here, I'm down with this downward trend. Anyways, what Daniel did was he bought the wick here, and he got lucky, which is great. That this was the absolute low of the move. It bounced back up. He bought the wick and he got a confirmation of the green candle, which is really the great way of trading it. So you take a guess, and if the next candle confirms you, then you know that this is a relative low trade stop against which you can trade. And then he held on.
Nasdaq sell continuation trend is strong sell.
So Nas did not make make the low, which is important. So now we don't have a sell trade. So it's interesting. Okay, I'm just watching this, and now we're going the other way. So it doesn't look like we're going to have. So now my sell point is against this particular. This is the trend opening candle, and I want to beat the trend opening lows, right, to the sell side. So I have to stay over here to the sell side. Now they're just completely reversing the move the other way. And in a half an hour, when we're off air. Oh, by the way, euro looks like it's almost going to be there. So we'll take the euro as our final currency trade. So that actually worked. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Here it is. What I was going to say is, in about half an hour, one of two things is going to happen. The bulls are going to take control, and they're going to rally the highs, and we can trade the highs, or they're going to lose control, and they're going to blow up the lows, and we can sell the lows. Either way, we can be well positioned for entry. All right. For now, I'm going to just cancel this out because I don't want to watch it, and I want to just look at the Daniel's trade as our last deconstruct, because he did something which is not what I do, but the bias could be up, bias could be down. I've long ago learned to let go of my biased views. So he takes the reversal and he actually makes a great move here. He buys it for 30 points. He holds it. Is this a 5-minute chart? No, 1 minute. Wow. Like in 4 minutes, he makes 40 points. Excellent move, right? Then he comes in. This is great. Then he comes in essentially on the idea of what I told you about, which is candle, trend opening candle. This is trend. This is the first candle that breaks the trend, takes the high out. I think this was the candle that establishes trend. This is the candle that breaks the high. He gets long here, super easy trade. And he just basically trades the momentum trade for yet another continuation point. So 2 great trades. One was a trade off the bottom, which is not what we do. And then the other one was a continuation trade, which is what we do. He made money both ways. Good for you. By the way, you have algo trading at red. That means you're entering just basically, you're not using the applet, right? You're not using the applet. So just, and you're using session tool 2 here. So just letting you know. Okay. Very good. All right, my friends. So do we have any questions? Anything else? So losing day for me today because of the fucking Dow, but not horrendous. I took 20 on the Dow on a legitimate loss. I took 5 plus or 4 plus on the Dow, so it's minus 16 on the Dow. We did make 11 on the. I mean, actually, maybe we broke even. Jesus, I can't believe we broke even today. It feels like such a losing day. We took 11 on the NAS, one on the opening and one on the other move. So what was that? So that's minus 16 plus 11, so it's minus 5. Yeah, and then we took, what was the other one? Oh, yen. Yen was 3, and euro was basically 4.5. So 7. I can't believe I eked out a 1-point gain today. Undeserved. But anyways, I mean, is a great session because it showed the good, the bad, and the ugly of all the stuff. And also, again, I want to. The most important thing that I love is this addition of trend opening candle is such a great additional parameter to how we trade. It opens up the first trade because Boris, are you still in the room? I don't know if Boris is in the room. I was going to say, because he used to always ask me this question. Yeah, he's in the room. So, one of the reasons why I love this idea, and I think maybe it might be better if I show this to you. Let me see if I can show this to you on NASDAQ. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, this just even on the opening session, one of the unfortunate aspects of reference points is sometimes
NASDAQ by reversal trend strong sell.
One of the unfortunate aspects of reference points is sometimes we'll get a super strong trend without any reference points. So there's no opportunities if we're just using reference points, but there is an opportunity if we're using trend entry candle. So what this does is it adds a highly probability structure to the already great looking structure that we have, right? So we don't just rely on reference points, we can also rely on trend. As I said to you, the essence of this setup is that momentum works in trend. That's basically it. Buying higher highs in trend, selling lower lows in downtrend works as long as you're disciplined and properly structured. That's all we do every single day. So hopefully you guys really enjoyed this. Okay, any final questions? Let me see what we got here. So you feeling me, Boris? You understand what I'm saying about the additional, just the additional setup to the overall structure that puts us, that gives us maybe sometimes 1, 2, maybe even 3 additionally positive trades. I mean, I love doing this because I started doing some of this stuff during the European session. Well, by the way, the European session, the earlier the signal, the better it is because European session doesn't have a lot of extension. So if you're like about a third of the second reference point, it's almost always going to be kind of a failure rather than a continuity trade. But if you're on a trend entry point, you're going to have a good chance of of being on the positive side of the flow. So we're still putzing around. Market seems to be consolidating. I think the other thing is it's hard. The market is really waiting. Today is Microsoft Day. It's the first of the big high techs. And as I said in my piece today, the only thing that's going to really matter is growth prospects. Nobody really cares about earnings. The whole point of NASDAQ is sell more dollars than the quarter before. And if their visibility is positive, we have more of a juice to the upside. If they all start to say, yeah, our growth is okay, but it's only going to be 5% instead of 10%, I'm just making up those numbers, just in a reference point. The point being is that if growth disappoints on a relative basis, we're setting ourselves up for a pretty significant correction, I think. And especially, and if the growth turns negative, then you can kiss it goodbye. It really, again, it's got nothing to do with profits. It's got everything to do with sales. And so we've got to be watching sales of Microsoft, sales of Tesla, sales of everything. It's all about sales when you're analyzing the potential flows of the market. Okay, so that's my one big fund piece to you guys. All right, guys, thank you so much. Another fun Zoom session. I love Zoom so much more. And hope you guys really enjoyed. Any final questions? Anything else on your mind, guys? Are we good? Okay. Daniel, thanks again. Everybody have a great day. Anybody who's new, who's having a hard time, and like, let's say, you don't necessarily want to ask me in session, it's okay. You can message me privately. I'm happy to talk to you privately as well. All right, guys, everybody have a great day. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Take care.